Good morning, everybody. Jim Adkins here from Adkins Results Coaching. Outside, it's cold, so I had to put on a little jacket. I know you don't care about the weather report, but here we are. So today I promised I would talk about 10 of a number of reasons why people self-sabotage. This seems to be one of the main questions, and I don't want to use problems, but one of the main questions I put together in my coaching practice about 10's a magic number, huh? I guess I could have used 7. 10 of the top priorities that people come to me with in their life. Self-sabotaging is one of those 10, and it seems to be a big one. A lot of people, good morning, Cindy, a lot of people do this, including myself. I have a tendency, and I'm really good at recognizing it these days, but I can tell you before, I was, it was 2 steps forward, 1 step backwards, and sometimes it was 2 steps forward, 4 steps backwards in the process of achieving a goal. And, you beat yourself up and you wonder, what am I doing wrong? Or the goal has got to be wrong or something. And what it probably is self-sabotage. And we do it for a number of reasons. And, our reasons become our excuses, and our excuses become our reasons. And pretty soon we believe what's taking place is how it's always got to be. Well, it's not true. Good morning, Mr. Murray. There are 10, not reasons why we do it that I'm going to give you, but 10 things that we do, or 10 habits that we have that facilitate the ability to self-sabotage. How's that? And then we'll go forward with that. But I want to give you the offer again right now. And I've done this before, and I've even upped the ante a little bit here. I'm offering 1 month of free coaching to anybody that's serious about making a change or finding that next great adventure in your life. Now, I'm not going to find it for you, and I'm not going to, as a coach, I'm not going to do this for you, but I'm going to give you the tools as an expert, and I'm going to help you along the way discover things for yourself. That's what a coach does. And listen, I think everybody should have a coach. I've got a couple of them in my life, and they help tremendously. So that's what I'm offering you. 1 month free, but you have to reach out to me and you have to do the work yourself. It's about a $1,500 value, and I'll even go further than that. If you become a client of mine, and let's say we do the 6 month or we do the 1 year coaching service, and you're not completely satisfied at the end of that, I'll give you your money back. 100% guaranteed. We'll talk about it when you call, but that's just what I'm going to do for you. So let's get into it, okay? So, and they're in no particular order, okay? As a matter of fact, I've got notes here, and I'll probably read them in the different order that I wrote them down. But if you agree, or if one of them hits home, and you don't have to admit that it's you, but if one of them hits home, give me the thumbs up or hallelujah or whatever it is, okay? Share my videos with people that you think it'll help. And, of course, if you haven't already subscribed, please do that for us. Okay, number 1, poor organizational or poor prioritization skills. Now, what that means is at times we make little things real important and we put the big things off till later. So a lot of people have a hard time deciding between what's important and what's urgent. And that skill set allows you to sabotage your own success. And a good example of that would be this. Most people are in it for the short game, not the long game. And what that means is, and I hate to use diet all the time, but it is relevant to a few people. The instant gratification of the chocolate or the instant gratification of that cake versus your long-term goal and what's better for you in the long term. You're going to do what you're used to doing. So if you're more about the moment, oh, this is going to taste really good. This is going to feel really good. Or man, I should blow that off and just do this because this is going to be more fun. Well, you cheat your long term. You cheat the long game for the short term gratification. That's one of the ways we sabotage our success. Okay? Number 2, imposter syndrome. This is a big one with everybody. I'm going to say goodbye to this beautiful lady here and jump back on her. So hang on. Sorry about the timing, but I love you too. Don't think that you're not important. I'll call you later. So imposter syndrome. This is a big one with some of my favorite students, my favorite people in the world. have this issue. And let me tell you, the one person I'm going to single out, Mr. Volwinkle, he is an incredible person. He's done an amazing amount of work in his life and changed dramatically, and still at times, not all the time, but at times feels unworthy. Now, if you seek others' approval for your worthiness, that's a game and a gambit you're going to have to play in a dangerous direction, because you end up surrounding yourself with people that don't challenge you anymore, people that don't push you forward. They're the yes ma'am and no ma'am and yes sir and no sir people. And I'm not talking about out of respect, I'm talking about the yes people that agree with you totally or make you feel superior because they're not pushing themselves. That makes sense? So imposter syndrome, and I wrote some notes about this, Mr. Voinkle, and everybody, including myself. We feel we're not good enough. We're not good enough to achieve our goals. We're not good enough to do the job we want. We're not good enough to launch our own business. We're not good enough to teach everybody what we know. Well, I want to remind you this. Everyone starts at the bottom of the ladder. Everyone. You don't start out by being incredible. It doesn't happen. So you can't measure yourself by other people in the industry or the business or the thing that you want to achieve. You can't judge yourself by the people that are at the top. You can only aspire to become like them or better than them, but you can't judge yourself right now at that level. Does that make sense? So we have a tendency to hold back. Your credibility comes from your results, not your expectations. Write that down. Number 3, always being late. I should have seen some thumbs up from that. Somebody out there's definitely going to feel always being late. Yeah, I'm kind of late. Well, if you do that, what you're telling people is you don't really respect yourself. You don't really respect time. And I know time is one of those things that we can talk about and say, well, time doesn't exist. Time is irrelevant. Time is equal for everybody. It's event management. Well, yeah. But there is a clock. It exists. And a lot of people, a lot of things are run by that clock, that time, right? And if you dedicate yourself and say, okay, on the calendar of time, days will pass, and by this day, I'm going to be there, and you're 3 or 4 days late and doing what you said, even to yourself, you were going to do, that's disrespectful, and that's a recipe for self-sabotage. So if you don't respect time or you're always late, that's one of them too. Being a negativist, thinking in terms of negativity all the time is a self-sabotaging mechanism. If you look at the things around you and all you see are negative, you're doing it to yourself and you know it, and that bleeds into your goals and it helps self-sabotage. This is terrible, that's terrible, my life is terrible, I don't get enough sleep, which is coming up. I don't have enough money, I'm not nice enough, or people don't love me, or I've got, I'm the mother of 12 and I have no time to do anything, and woe is me, or whatever it is. If you're looking for that negative, you're going to get it. That's what you're going to experience. So that's one of the numbers. Always looking at the downside of thing, right? Clean shaven. Yeah, I know. I just read that, Mr. Murray. Um, every once in a while, I go a little crazy and get rid of it. But then I look at myself and go, oh, I need my mustache back, and I'm going to grow it back. Ninja, right? You never know what to expect. Never enough. This one, I have personally experienced only a little bit. So I only have experience with this next one through my clients, my friends. Okay. Never enough. And this, what I'm, when I, I'm not saying, hey, I'm great because I don't do this, but really, this is a tough one for me to wrap my head around. Well, here it is. You never have enough money. You never have enough love. You never have enough respect. You never have enough, I don't know, your house isn't enough for you. Uh, there are two sides to that coin, and semantics is important here. When you're looking to better yourself or you're looking to grow, feeling that you're not enough at the moment is okay. But having an entitlement is another trip up here. But being entitled or feeling entitled and thinking I deserve more, it should be given to me. This is where the slippery slope comes in. So for most people who, let's just take money. Um, if I could only earn $80,000 a year instead of $30,000 a year, life would be wonderful. That's the key, what they tag to the other side of it. My life would be better off if I was making $150,000 a year, or even worse. You know, I'm making 150,000 a year. I need to make $1 million a year, and then I'll be successful, or then I'll be happy. Well, you got it backwards. Okay. And I'll warn you right now, from my experience of watching other people, it's never enough. And if you're looking for happiness or fulfillment in the things that you do, and you're self-sabotaging them and you're never happy, that you set yourself up with this it's never enough syndrome. I can guarantee you, if you're not happy now and you move into a giant house and you make $1 million, one thing is going to happen. If you're not used to finances, you're going to lose the $1 million. The second thing that's going to happen is you're still not going to be happy. It's not going to be enough for you eventually. Now, I'm not saying that making more money isn't going to solve some problems. It does, but it doesn't take away all problems. Okay, it just gives you a better set of problems, as Tony Robbins would say. Anyway, let's move forward. I could get into a whole rat's nest there. Here's a good one. I heard it put this way, and I'm going to repeat it to you this way: shitty role models. This is a way to self-sabotage. Shitty role models. And when they said it, I cracked up, but they're absolutely right. And being an isolated person, I'm not talking just about the quarantine. I'm talking about I surround myself with incredible people. I surround myself with just incredible people. And my outlook on life is wonderful because of it. But when I open the gates and I look wide to help people that are struggling with this or that, and I see what they see, what I find is this: people will look to celebrities. I have a couple of celebrity role models, but they'll look to the wrong celebrities. And I'm not going to name names, but when you have a role model because they make millions of dollars, or they're in the public eye, or they're beautiful, or they have the right clothes, and they look this way and that way, and their personality is shit, and their morals and ethics are meh, and they, shitty role models. It's a way to self-sabotage. But this sports guy does this. Well, I don't give a rat's ass. It's still wrong. He's still not the best role model. Or this actor or actress says this about this subject, so I'm going to believe the same thing, and it doesn't fit who you are. It's going to lead you to depression. We're going to talk about that in a minute too. So having a shitty role model is a way to self-sabotage. Pick great people for great reasons. And listen, I don't know my role models personally, and I've heard the expression, well, some of them. Some of them I definitely know deep, but I'm talking about the celebrity role models. Dwayne Johnson is a role model for a lot of reasons. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a role model for a lot of reasons. Bugs Bunny is a role model for a few reasons. Elvis Presley, but I don't adopt their whole lifestyle like Elvis Presley. I mean, he took a wrong turn. He had some advisors. He had some lifestyle things that inevitably led him to a life that wasn't perfect for him. I can't say that. I can't say that, but what he did was not for me. Does that make sense? Okay. Um, okay. Not giving your body what it needs. When you guys are tired and you don't get enough rest, it's a self-sabotaging mechanism. You cannot function at a high quality if you're tired. And then the worst part about it is you don't feed your body with the correct energy. You give it coffee. And I'm not saying coffee's bad. It's not great to caffeinate yourself all the time, but you also energy drinks, horrible. Sugar, horrible, right? So when you do that to yourself, you're not giving your body what it needs. You're that short-term game again. Mr. Murray said, had them, glad to get rid of them, and a great raw. Good, yeah, we have. Thank you for the compliment. And the White Tiger, there's a lot of great role models in our school, Mr. Murray. In case you guys aren't reading them, the Mr. Murray's commenting, and I love the comments. Um, so not giving your body what it needs. Give it rest, give it water, and eat the correct foods. Remember the long game, okay? Now let's go to depressed. And I put that in right here. and I want to touch on it now, and I'll come back to it at the end of this video, and I'll try and make it short for you guys, shorter for you guys. If you feel depressed, and what I learned about depression, there's a lot going on there, okay? But as a coach, it was important to me to learn how to help people who feel depressed, because a lot of people do. This is one of the other of the 10 things I've chosen that are important to people is their depression. And some people are depressed. They feel they're depressed long term. Some of them feel and claim to be clinically depressed where they're never going to get out of it, and that belief will hold them there. And then some people are just depressed at moments, and I think we can all relate to the depression state of feeling in moments. Well, what it is it's your body telling you that it needs deep rest. And this is a good time right now where you get, and I hate to say it, the break in humanity, the break in community, and the growth in humanity and community in the process is a good time to snap away and rest. And when I heard this, I had to write it down. I'm going to commit this to memory. It's your body's way. It got tired of trying to keep up with being somebody it wasn't meant to be. Depression, or a state of needing deep rest, is your body's way of telling you it's tired of trying to keep up with being somebody that it was never meant to be. Miss Quinn, did you catch that? Because I love that. People, and maybe not intentionally, try to be something they're not intended to be based on shitty role models, based on the lies that you tell yourself, the disrespect that you give your body, there's no long game in sight. These are all things that you're not born with. You create or have not found them yet. And a good coach can help you do that. So I want to do that. So here's my deal with depression. If you think you're depressed, and I know you're out there, reach out to me for this free coaching session. It's going to be private. I'm not going to put it online. It'll be you and me. I'll give you some things to do. We'll talk about it. And I want to help you discover one possible true version of who you could be, instead of trying to be who you're not or trying to fit in where you're not and creating more depression just because of a simple thing of environment. It it's listen, it's doable, and I want to help. So please take advantage of it. If it's not you, share my video with somebody else, share my phone number with somebody else, share my contact information, and get them on board. They have to reach out, and that's going to be the hardest step for anybody who feels like they have a problem. Let them know, or let yourself know, it's not a problem. It's a temporary situation that you can take control of when you're ready to and you want to, and I will help you. That's it. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. If you've got help in that direction, nothing I do will negate anything that you're working on there. What I have are a specific set of skills and some tools that I can give to you, that I can share with you, that you can plug in and it'll work for you. I guarantee it, or your money back. Number 8, and we'll keep going here. I got 2 more for you after this. Trying to keep up with everybody else for appearances, keeping up with the Joneses, wearing clothes or spending money that you don't have, wearing clothes that aren't really you. This goes back to the depression, and it fits right in with that self-sabotage thing, because when you're trying to be somebody you're not for appearances only, it becomes conflict. When you're building a new you, that's totally different. And there's a different set of tools for that. You follow me? When you're being somebody you're not, or trying to keep up with others, and it's not really you, and we've all done this. If you have to go all the way back to junior high or high school to remember it, somebody's done it at one time in your life, to where you try to fit in with a certain clique, and you do or say things. And listen, I raised 7 kids. I've had thousands of students, and I myself at one time went to school. I have seen people that try to fit in with other groups go as far as belittling other people, picking on and bullying other people just to fit in, treating people with disrespect and treating them like shit for totally the wrong reasons. This is a formula for disaster. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it now as an adult. Number 9, staying in a toxic relationship. I kind of touched on that, but if you're in a relationship, a love relationship, a business relationship, a contract, and it's toxic, get out of it. Do not be afraid to walk away. Do not be afraid to renegotiate. Do not be afraid to open your mind, open your mouth, and say how you feel in a productive manner. Do not do it disrespectfully. It will come back to you. But be able to walk away from a toxic relationship. Do not use that as an excuse to give up on everything in your life. But we can determine, we can decide, and we can define what it means to be toxic and help you walk away. And number 10, the inability to control our mind and emotion. And yeah, entitlement. Let's do this one. Not being in control of your emotional state will lead you to make decisions, snap decisions, based on the moment rather than your long game, and can derail you from any goal, even if it's temporary. So, how do we learn to control our emotions and our mind and our state? Well, it takes practice. Just like anything else, it takes practice. I have some tools, and I've probably given them to you before I have on videos. If we've talked, you know what they are. Even if it's the 90-second rule, whenever you feel stressed or you feel a little bit anxious or angry, give yourself 90 seconds to experience and let it go. Physically, literally count down from 90 to 1. By the time you get like 10 or 15 seconds in, you'll start to realize this is ridiculous. And when you move on, learn to laugh. Okay. Learn to trust yourself. All right, you guys, I love you very much. I hope your first day of May is incredible. It's May Day. Do you remember what that means? My wife reminded me today. I don't know if I knew or not. She said there's an old tradition. Don't do this and get in trouble with your government. That's a weird thing to say, isn't it? This is America. America. I guess people in May Day would take flowers or a special gift to their neighbors and leave it on their door just as a, hey, I respect you. How's it going? And surprise them with it. I don't know if that, I don't know the true origins of that, but my wife just shared that with me today. So this is my virtual flowers to you on your doorstep. Reach out. I give you a free month of coaching. And good. What else is coming up? Black belt lessons. This will probably be my last video today. I'll come back. I have an urgent responsibility. I get to fix the brakes on my big diesel today. So I'm going to go get the white shirt off and do some dirty work. I hope to see you all soon, Mr. Murray. Practice, show me some videos. I got a big orange belt sitting in my dojo for you. I don't know if you're going to come and get it or not, but I will talk to you guys later. Peace. Until next time, Jim Adkins says, on your mark, get set, grow.